What's going on, everybody? It is Jeremy here, and today's a little bit of a different video. I normally like to focus on the positive things going on, great books to read, great stories, things like that, but sometimes something bad's happening, gotta call it out. And this is about a CGC order that I dropped off at Baltimore Comic-Con not that long ago. So this was a very quick turnaround. So there's a positive here, but this is regarding a CGC order. And time-wise, that's awesome. Great turnaround. Way better than when I dropped off my books at CBCS last year at Baltimore Comic-Con, and they took, I think it was like 320, 340 days to get back to me. So that was not cool. But CGC got them back in just over a month. So there's a positive, but I think CGC is sacrificing quality to get quantity and to get them out the door quicker. And so there were damages to my books that were not there when I submitted them. And so this needs to be called out because CGC is damaging people's property and not taking responsibility for it. So we'll start out with some good here. One book that came back unscathed was this one right here. Invincible Iron Man #1, Riri's first series. This was Legacy Edition sketch variant here from Art Germ. So that was cool. That survived unscathed. And same with the Fade Edition. It was a 9.6, came back unscathed. And then two other Invincible Iron Man came back unscathed. Honestly, both of these, if I pressed them, probably could have gotten 9.8s, but I don't feel like going through a pressing process, so 9.6s were fine. I was fine with these grades. This all made sense. So that was 4 books that came back unscathed at a 9. Next one, this is the Legacy Edition, but no fade, no sketch. Came back at a 9.0 when it was in just the same quality as those 9.8 and 9.6 books that I submitted. And on this, let's see if I can find it again, but there is the bottom corner here. There's a crease here that was not there before. And then in the top, I believe there's also a little bit of a creasing that was not there before. So that's 2 things that were not on my book when I submitted them and now are on it. So there's the first thing. 9.0 is not bad. Those are both pressable fixes, but that was damage done by CGC. Next up, we've got an Invincible Iron Man #1, which came back at an 8.5. And this one has bends and creases in the top corner, on the back, and the front. And I believe also had, maybe that was the main thing. Oh, and the top corner here. So both top corners, creases are present, but there is going to be a theme where this corner is affected on several books, which leads me to believe that somebody bent the corner or dropped my pile of books or something happened when they were transporting them from Baltimore. Which, mistakes happen, issues happen, it's fine, but someone should have identified that, put some sort of label on there, sent a message, something should have been done to address the situation. And I should not have to pay for what they did to my comics. I'm going to save this last one for last because it's absolutely terrible. But then I've got 2 books that were 9.6, 9.8 contenders as well. All of these were. I wouldn't have submitted them if they weren't. We've got Bloodstone #1, which came back at an 8.5. There are clear creases on the back, on the bottom, and some creasing that almost leads to a spine tick now on the top corner here. Not present when I submitted them. And then even worse, the Bloodstone #2, which honestly, it looks worse than the Bloodstone #1, so I don't know how they got the same grade, but the grader's notes on both of them just said creasing on cover. And there is like this clear like indentation that I know was not there, and it's present on the bottom too. Something happened in transport. I have picture evidence that these Bloodstones were not like this prior to submission. I don't think I have pictures of the other books, but again, I know what I submitted, and CGC needs to take responsibility for the actions that they've done. I've heard from other people since I posted on Instagram about this that they have had similar things happen, and they're kind of waiting to see what will happen. I've been messaging CGC, and so far no progress. They're just like, well, do you have any pictures of what they looked like before? It doesn't matter. If I have pictures of what they looked like before, you guys should take responsibility when you mess something up. I wouldn't make this up. I've gotten 9.2s, 9.0s, and I'm like, you know what? It's on me, right? I didn't maybe make sure that this book was good, and so this next time I submitted, I made sure all of these were in great condition. And this last one just kind of takes the cake on bad handling. And so this is an Invincible Iron Man number 1 that is a 6.0. Why would I submit something that would be a 6.0? That doesn't make sense. You look at the cover, it doesn't look too terrible. They claim there's staining on this cover, which was not present, and I still don't think actually is present. So if there is staining, that may be on me, but I don't see any stains on the cover. I've looked at it over and over in different lights. There's nothing on here. So that's a lie, a blatant lie. And then on the back and the top, there is some really messed up stuff going on there, and multiple spine ticks along the spine that were not there when I submitted it. So there is a little bit of a spine roll, and that might have been present when I submitted it, and that's fine. But there's a little bit of creasing on the front cover as well. This book was not in this condition when I sent it. It's garbage now. It's garbage. So yeah, so like I said, I don't like doing negative videos like this, but this is something that I think the comic community can agree on, is that there needs to be more responsibility and more ways to hold grading companies accountable when they damage our stuff. And so this is my way of addressing that a little bit, is to put it out there. I know they get so much negative press about things that they do, and so this probably does not impact them in any way, but I would highly recommend against using CGC at this point, because they seem to be sacrificing quality for quantity, for speed, for whatever else. CBCS, I have an order that's almost at a year now that is still with them. I submitted it January 6th or 7th at Fan Expo New Orleans this year. We're almost at Fan Expo New Orleans again, and I have not even heard that it has reached the grading stage, which is unacceptable when I was told it would be done in 6 months. And so that kind of leaves me with some other grading companies is where I may be looking at in the future. EGS is among them. I have not submitted anything there yet. I was waiting for their new slabs to come in, and so I think they're the place to go now. CBCS just takes way too long. CGC is not showing that they have good quality, and so far, I'm customer service wise on both of them, I'm not really too pleased. I have submitted, like I said, I had that CBCS order of 2 books that took 340 days last time. This order has already gone longer. And then I've had one order with CGC in the past that time-wise was okay. It wasn't too bad. It was maybe 2 months. And everything was good back then, but that was like 2 years ago that I did that, maybe a year and a half ago. So right now, the state of where things are, can't recommend either of them as a comic collector, comic reader. Of course, as a reader, don't slap your books if you want to read them again, but these are ones that I either have extras of and can still read, or have a trade paperback version of the story that I can read. So that's when I end up slabbing things like this, and these are characters that I wanted to have the books. You know, some of them, of course, I had so many copies of Invincible Iron Man #1, Riri's first solo series, that I was going to sell some and use that money to buy more comics, read more things. And now I can't because they are irreversibly damaged by CGC, and CGC is not taking responsibility so far. So that is it. That is my kind of negative video for the day. So we'll get back to regular positive content here after this, but that's it for this video. Let me know your thoughts about the grading companies down in the comments. Do you use CGC, CBCS? Do you use EGS? Do you use PGX? Or is there other grading companies out there that you are looking to now because you've had some bad experiences with these companies? So let me know. Sound off in the comments. Like this video. And as always, collect what you love. See you guys next time.